Alright, welcome back, boys. I think this is part 5 or part 6. I'm not sure. Of unemployed to full time trader. Let's get it. So overall, the market is super duper bearish today. Bearish today. Um, I want to say I'm looking for sells, but here's the issue that I have with sells in this case. We see price take all these lows. Is grabbing all these lows. So for all I know, it could reflip here. Okay. So I think if this candle closure is below or above one of these two levels, or if the next candle closes above or below these these levels, that's what I would look for. I think, like, since we grab all these lows, I don't see price driving lower than this. I just don't see it. I don't see price coming all the way down here to hunt these lows. I just, like, I don't know, it's so hard to say. I want to say, like, I want to say it's gonna go up, okay? Just because we grab lows here, like, these lows, these lows, these lows. So we've grabbed so much liquidity. Like, usually I would go with the volume, but we have grabbed so much liquidity that it just feels like it doesn't make sense for me to look for sells. That's how I feel right now. Okay, so this is an inverse gap with an actual gap. How did we close on the 5? Okay, so we did close below, actually. Ooh, hold up. Hold up. Oh, this was an engulfing, actually. I didn't see an entry there, though, because it's just on a gap. So for it, I know it could have flipped. But now we are inversing the gap. The only other issue is that there's news at 9:45. There's news at 9:45. So honestly, if I don't see an entry before 9:40, oh wait, I should probably wait, actually. I don't know. I'll try to, like, yeah, if I don't see anything before 9:40 or like before like 9:39, I'm not getting in, obviously. So for me to look for a sell, I would have to see price come up here, retest this gap, and then give me an engulfing candle. Okay. Yeah, today's a bit of a crazy day because there's also an orange folder at 10 a.m. I think we might have inversed it on. Yeah, we did inverse it. Okay. It's just it printed out weird. But on my other. On my live account, it inversed the gap. Let me see on here in trading view. Yeah, see? Yeah, but I mean, even then, like, stops are just way too wide. And we didn't get any entries either way, so. So this, what I have marked here is the... What did I mark here? That's the 4-hour reflip. Yeah, the 4-hour reflip on there. Okay, I'm probably not gonna be looking for entries, boys. I don't see that happening. Oh. I did notice this little gap here. But yeah, it's already 9:39, so I'm not gonna be looking for entries. It doesn't make sense because, you know, another 5 minutes and then you have a red folder coming in. And like with this strategy, your stops are so freaking tight that, like, even if you're in profit, you probably wouldn't survive the amount of volume that's gonna come in. Yeah, this is like perfect entry if I get it engulfing here. But yeah, I'm holding off. I'm not getting in. So actually, look at this. Okay. There's this 5-minute gap here being made. Let me mark that. Five-minute gap. Bam. So it's a 5-minute gap, and then there's also a 1-minute gap here within this 5-minute gap. So it's a lot of gaps. So hopefully this next 5-minute candle on news, we just completely come up and then react off of that level. So see, like this was a possible entry right here. I mean, it would have been really big stops, right? And it's not that incredibly big. I mean, it is definitely bigger than what I would have wanted, but it's not an insane amount. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Like, I think if we do come up to here, and like let's say we find entries, Yeah, okay. So I was thinking like, okay, maybe TP for the day should be this 5 minute FVG, but it looks like we already hit it. So what I'm thinking is, if price does decide to come up, I'll look for entries here, and then I'll just take my profits on, somewhere within that like 1 minute structure, like somewhere here, probably somewhere down here or something. So that's why I'd rather wait, because I'm hoping news pushes it up, so then I could go back down and grab TPs here. But yeah, I think it's like, do I see this flipping bullish? Not really. You know what I mean? So honestly, bro, the next 4 hour could pretty easily keep coming down. Okay, so it's 1 minute left for news. So that's gonna be interesting. Oh, my freaking neck. Alright, 5 second, boys. Let's see this. Food port. Go, go, go. Food port. Okay, it's not insane. Oh wow, okay, never mind. Completely take back what I just said. Yep, the only entry that I see was like potentially here, but that's just a risk I'm not willing to take. Damn, and we just grabbed that. No, oh my god. Dude, that's crazy. What? Oh my god, it just keeps driving down. It just keeps driving down. Good news is, like, past couple days I've been pretty on point, except for yesterday. I've been kind of on point with like what the market's gonna do. So we do got a gap here. Yeah, I need price like really get in there. If it inverses, that's gonna be good because we could look for entries here. About 10 seconds left on this candle. Let's see. Either way, I'm probably not gonna get in on this. If I get an engulfing, stops are just ridiculous. It's about 30 seconds left. Honestly, if this candle can close bullish, we might have an entry on the next one. Alright, 10 segundos. Okay, we might have an entry here, boys. Let's see, there's a new 5 coming in. Wait, mate, I may not have an entry. I don't know if I feel really that safe on getting in on this. Okay, this is good, because I honestly didn't feel that safe. Yeah. Didn't feel that safe because there's a new 5 coming in. This is the last minute on the 5. And look how we closed. So this is very likely gonna go up to this gap. I might get potential entries here, bro. If like for buys, if I get the appropriate entries, I'll do it. Why not? Actually, yeah, but we already had the reaction here. So this gap, we don't really care too much because we already had the reaction, right? So if anything, bro, I could, like, if this candle closes bearish, I could get in on the engulfing on the next. Like up to these levels. That's, I mean, it's enough range. It's 4 seconds left. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Hang on now. Just be ready for this. Oops. Okay, these are giant stops. 20 seconds left. Are we hitting buy? That was an engulfing. I think as soon as we break highs, I could move my stops to break even. So we need to break these highs above. Okay, moving stops to break even. 2, 2, 3. Oh, it might hit my stops actually. Yep. Okay, so it hit my stops on pretty much every other account except for my 10K account. I thought I was just gonna keep driving. I did not expect this like little push down. I have my stop set, right? Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Oh, that's Unforge. Let's put it in the middle of the gap, I think. $75 coming in here, boys. So, what sucks is that my 100K account. Yeah, we got stopped out. I think I might have. That sucks. Got stopped out on the 100K account, but. So the question becomes, do I call it a day after this one because I didn't take anything on my 100K? I mean, let's see, because this might still hit break even, right? For all I know. We just need to break these highs right here. Break these highs, and we should see a nice drive as soon as we break that high. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't drive. Yeah, that's exactly what I was afraid of. Okay. Alright, so we hit break even. Alright. Well, first straight break even. Quick little trade. Okay. I'm honestly kind of glad that happened. Just so I could like. Yeah. Just so I could take more trades. Just so I could take both trades on the same time. It sucks because if this would have kept driving up to here, there was a chance that it hits there. It hits my TP. Yeah, I need a copy trader, I think. There's a small little gap there. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we just wait until 10. There's 3 minutes left. We just wait until 10. Let the news come out. You know, let the markets chill for a bit. And then that's when we take advantage. I think maybe, like, if anything, you know, this trade was still pretty decent. My stops were here. If anything, I could have maybe just set my TP here, right? I could have done that because, like, it's sort of a bit of a high risk trade. That's why I broke even extremely quick. So I'd rather, I'd rather just kind of like get in, get out type of situation. But I am expecting price to come up to here for sure. Yeah, because if I look on the 5, dude, this could be a really good trade here if it comes up. Actually, could be a really, really good trade. This is the retest. Alright, so 1 minute left. There's gonna be an orange folder that's gonna come in. That's the thing about break evens, is like, wow, I would have been still in this trade. But I think like first of all, my mindset coming into the markets is right now, it's like I just want to spend the shortest amount of time possible in the markets. Like, I just want to be able to come in and get out. That's it. Second, I feel like protecting your capital is more like preserving your capital, the capital that you have, is more important than like actually making. Because if you just lose your capital, then now you're cooked. You know what I'm saying? Now you can't even participate in the markets. So my mindset is like, okay, protect your capital. And then I also want to spend the least amount of time possible in the charts. Like, I just want to be able to like come in, in an ideal world, I come in 30 minutes into the friggin' into the to the market recap. I see a position, I get in, and then just get out. Boom, call it a day. Okay, so we are about to hit this. Okay, so we hit this level. This is a 5 minutes, so we gotta keep that in mind. Okay, it is a 5 minute FEG. We're also retesting on this high, or on this level. Let's see what price decides to do. Looks like it's flipping, boys, and I'm gonna be honest. Because we may be coming up to this gap, maybe. If this 5 closes above here, I could look for buys. Jeez, look at that. Okay. Okay. We haven't technically closed above yet. Let's see what happens. That's a redonkulous gap. Alright, boys, we are back. There are potential entries there. Oh shit. Okay, I hit buy here. Move my stops to below here. Alright. Let's see what happens. Yeah, as soon as we break these highs, I could look to stop. Move stops here. If we break these highs, I might just move my stops to break even. Okay, we hit stops there. Okay, that was not bad. That was only 0.5%. We risk managed properly, I think. Because I believe... I believe it's gonna go down now. It's gonna go down to here. Or at least very likely that it does. Okay, so that's first drain. there is a gigantic gap, by the way, right here. Yeah, I need price to come down and hit this. Oh my god. God, my neck. Yeah, I think now for sure I'm looking for buys though, because this is a new 5. I need this 5 to come down, man. Come down in the DM, brother. Look at this freaking bull. Oh shit. Sheesh. Oh, at 60. Okay. So basically, if this candle flips up, breaks these highs, I could potentially move my stops to break even. Whether this candle or the next, basically I just needed to break these highs. Okay, let me just have it ready. Oh yeah, I'll probably move it here. Now that I made that low there. What the doggone going on here? Oh, hopefully we don't break that low, man. If we break that low, it's probably just gonna drive to my stops. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, so if next candle, like this following candle breaks these highs, then I'll move my stops to here. I wanted to move it there if we broke these highs, but it looks like it doesn't want to, so. So same thing here, if this candle breaks these highs, then yeah, I think it's cooked. I don't know. This is not moving from this little area here. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's gonna drive down. Fuck. Uh. Okay, so now if we break that high, we move our stops to here, like that. Yeah, there's no reason for price to come down and break these lows at this point. If it does, I just don't want to be in it. So where's that 5-minute high? Okay, it's right there. Jesus, dude. Wow, I don't know how it didn't hit my stops there. Come on. Break those highs now. Just doesn't want to break the highs. Holy crap. Alright, we got stopped out there. Damn. Calculators, that's 76 plus 52. Alright, we lost 1.2. It's not horrible. Let me think. So I think, bro. Oh, what a shitty day, man. Wait, this hit the fill. Oh, right, this is, news was coming in. I think I was kind of stupid. It was kind of stupid me looking for buys up in these areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good thing we moved them there. I mean, we saved a couple ticks there. As you can see, it would have hit my stops. I think, yeah, I think that was the main issue. I think it was just stupid for me to look for buys here above these areas. Like, if anything, I could have looked for buys down here, which is where the big gap is, you know. This was one of those situations where I could have potentially broke even, and I didn't. Yeah, that sucks though. Damn. Alright, well, I mean, that's pretty much it for today. I don't have really anything else. I think, like, looking back, there was a one good trade, which was right here. And then there was also this trade that I took earlier for buys right here on this candle. I believe the closed engulfing right at engulfing candle, so I literally hit buy here. I had my stops. This is just unlucky, I think, but yeah, I had my stops there. Then I saw price just like push up like this, so I put my stops to break even, and price came down, hit my break even point. My TP was like somewhere here. That just freaking sucks though. Damn. Like, I had the right idea, because I knew price was gonna go up to that. There was like a gap somewhere here, I think, or something, or like there was like a 5-minute gap somewhere here. Yeah, it was this gap here. Yeah, maybe like in days like this where there's so much news, so much stupid stuff going on, I should just call it probably. Like, just don't even trade today. So there was so much going. Like, I don't even like know where to start with this. Like, look at this. Took these 2 L's. This is what I should have waited for price to coming into this gap. And then like now it's like, okay, now it makes sense for you to look for buys, because you know you're within a gap. Whereas before I was just looking for buys here for no reason, right? Yeah, I don't know why I was like looking for entries here. I think I saw a gap somewhere on the 1 minute. Yeah, so see, this is why. But here it doesn't print it the same way. Oh, it does. It's just you can barely see it. Okay. Interesting. I feel like this trade here did make sense. This second one, on the other hand, it didn't make sense. Damn, this is such a good entry, actually. Oh, goddamn. Okay. I'm gonna get in this thing here. We are in a huge 5-minute gap, plus a 1-minute gap and a 1-minute gap here. to say we could potentially break even here. I just want to see what the structure. Yeah, so we inverse that gap, so that's good. I just want to see what structure it makes here. Depending on from that, we break even or not. Jeez, what am I doing? Yes, I'm gonna move my stops here for now. So my stops are here now. So I'm up my TP here because I think price will likely come up to these areas. So this candle comes up, break these highs, I'm putting my stops below these lows. The last it's the last 1 minute candle for this 5, which kind of sucks that it closes like this. Because it closed respecting this gap. I thought it was gonna Inverse it, but it didn't. Okay, I am probably gonna have to move my stops if we break above that high. Okay, I'm moving it. Moving my stops to break even, boys. After I did that, I don't know if I want to be on this trade, so. Okay, so we're break even on this trade. Yeah, I need price to come up and break these highs right here. This should make us see a nice drive up. Unless a miracle happens here, we're likely gonna get stopped out. That's crazy. Ba-dum-ba-bum. Okay, it hit my stops. Alright, alright. Funny enough, on my live account, I'm still in the trade. Let me just, Like, bro, what is this? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? How do you perfectly hit my break-even point? Like, perfectly, brother. And then just do this big push-up. I mean, what? Like, yeah, what is going on? This is an E5, I guess. Did I lose anything for that? Nope. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it for there. I already have everything set up on my live account. If it plays out, it plays out. I mean, it probably won't. Just looking at this, unless this candle comes up and breaks these highs, yeah, I don't really see the play now unless it does that. I already have it set it up where I have my stops at break even and my TP, right about here. I think there's really no take profit for me. I mean, if anything, I would have taken profit here, but it never actually reached there, right? So, yeah, just unlucky. I mean, look at this. Like, we hit break even and then this happens. It's just like, and this has been happening like the whole week, by the way. The whole freaking week, this has been happening. I think overall, like, I messed up really bad. Not necessarily with this trade. Like, this trade was okay. Just because we based it off of, like, there was an FEG here. It was extremely small. I shouldn't even have counted that. Like, I don't know why I got in on that. So yeah, this was okay. Like, it wasn't the most horrible thing ever, but this was pretty horrible because we're just going in off of an engulfing, and that's not how it works. Like, we should be going in off of gaps, or maybe like even like a, like some type of retest or something, right? Like, here we just got in. Like, that's it. We just got in, and it bit us in the butt, right? So, I guess that's what happens. But yeah, like, look at this. Oh my god, I'm pissed. I think, like, what I need to start doing is the reason why I broke even aggressively here, by the way, is just because I already had lost these two trades. But if I hadn't, I would have probably just kept my stops below here, and I would have still been in this trade, right? Like, now it's probably a decent time to, like, actually break even, because there's so much structure down here that if you know that if price breaks that, you don't want to be in it. So yeah, that sucks. And then there was also this situation where I broke even too early. I got in, so I have to work. So basically, what I'm getting out of today is that I have to, one, work on my break evens, and two, go in based off of fair value gaps, and which is, that's already part of my strategy. I don't know why I took this. I guess I was just like emotional that I took this out, and I just took this. But look, for example, this one here, this is the trade that I took. Then I remember I put my stops like right below here, and I think my TP was like up in these areas, or it was between like a gap. So I think it was here, somewhere here. This is my first trade of the day, right? So what I should have done is, okay, all right, I have my stops of it here. What I need price to do is to make some structure and then break the high, and then we can move the stops below that low. So like as an example, it did it here. I would have moved my stops to here, and then it would have It would have come down here, wouldn't have hit this, but it would have hit my TP. Look at this, man. It's actually playing out, boys. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, that makes me that freaking pisses me off. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm still on my live account. I'm still on the trade somehow. Yeah, I don't even know how. Oh my god. Like, I literally didn't touch it by like one tick. I had my stops at break even. I had my stops at break even too, so. Yeah, it just sucks. I think it's a shitty day today. Cause like, the trades that would have played out, I just broke even. You know, like these two trades. I'm pretty happy with today though, in the sense that like we just took 2 L's and that's it. I did take one extra trade that I'm supposed to. Cause like that first break even, I don't really count it. Yeah, I'm trying to think like. I think I should just keep it at 2 no matter what, because after break even though I'm okay with it, I still feel like the emotions kind of start to take over. Not fully, but they start to take over. So what happens is, I break even, and and then especially like today, right, where I broke even and the freaking, the trade just beautifully played out literally right after we hit the break even. That like gets me, I guess, emotional. And so I made a dumb decision by taking this. And so me taking this L leads to me taking this dumb decision of taking this trade. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today, boys. Yeah, just a unlucky day. It's so crazy because the past couple weeks has been like this. They have been like this. Man, it was such a beautiful entry too. Holy crap. Yeah, I hit this first DP too. That's wild. Alright, let me just not spend more time here because that just makes me more pissed off. And yeah, it's just part of trading. I don't know. Yeah, that's so like basically biggest takeaway is like work on your break evens. Like don't try to like try to not break even so early into the trade. I think that's the biggest lesson for today. Just don't break even so early for the trade, so you could give a chance to that trade to play out. Because like one I don't know why I'm opening this, I'm sorry. One minute candle, going up, that doesn't necessarily mean that price is just gonna keep driving up and there's not gonna be any retracements, so I think that's the biggest thing. Just adjust the, like, you could adjust your stop loss, but to like a level that makes sense, right? So like if I have a big push up, then I could adjust my stop loss to a level that actually makes sense. Yeah, that's really the biggest takeaway, man. Because I'll show you guys here. So these are all the trades that I've taken. For example, here was another example of that. This is on the 19th. We we see this big push up, and so like right off the bat I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna break even here. But in all reality, like, price could retrace, man. Like, that's okay if price retraces. I think like I could maybe adjust my stops to something a little bit tighter, to like where I could put it like on the body of the candle, so like that way if it does go down I don't lose as much. That's happened to me. Actually, it's happened to me quite often on my first trades. This is like a crazy ridiculous day that I took a bunch of trades. Like, if anything, bro, I don't know, let's see. I was gonna say put it on the low, but the low I would have still gotten stopped out. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, this is a perfect example as well. Like, just took that trade and took it out. Let me actually mark my levels. It's still playing out. It looks like. Oh man, that sucks. Alright, whatever, guys. Until tomorrow, I guess. Again, lesson for the day. Don't be be aggressive on your break evens, but don't be super aggressive. So like in this case, when does it make sense to break even? I think, like, for example, like let's say we were in this trade, right? Let's say our TP is somewhere up here. When would it make sense to break even? I think like for sure right now it makes sense, right? Like, because after we just had all this structure, I think it makes sense like when price, let's see, for example, here on this trade, on the first trade that I took, it makes sense for me to break even after price makes this structure and breaks these highs, right? So like, what the price do here? Price came down, we broke the highs. As soon as we break this high right here, we move our stops to break even, because at that point there's no reason for price to reflip and break structure again here. If it does, that's disrespecting our whatever our market bias is at that time. Because that's like okay, let's say you're bullish and you're looking for buys. That's like, okay, you're getting on a buy here on this point, and if price does this and this, if price breaks this point down here, you don't really want to still stay in that, because there's very high likelihood that it's going to keep coming down to break these lows. So that's what I should do instead of just like, oh, big push to the upside, break even. Nah, it should be like, okay, let's wait for price to make a low. I guess following that sense though, yeah, I'm looking at this. Honestly, break even wasn't bad here. Now that I'm looking at this, it just wasn't. Like, truthfully, it wasn't bad because, like, I see price does this. So we broke these highs. There's no reason for price to come down and break these lows. And it did. Right? It did. It broke these lows here. And so that's my break even point. Like, or either what I should have done is probably move my stops to here, if anything. That would have been better. Interesting, yeah. Yup. It's about to hit my break even. Yeah, it hit my break even. Okay. So, and man, this is why you have to, like if I would have still been on this trade, I'm honestly kind of glad, like, looking back on it, and now that we're hitting break even, I'm pretty happy that I broke even on it, because I set my TP up here. Okay, like if you look left, like what's the safest TP? Looking left, right? Let me mark them up for you guys. So my TP is typically like, grab on liquidities. So out of all these four, four liquidity grabs, like what's the safest one? Obviously the one that's the closest to for you to take profit on, and it's this one. Since I was emotional and since I had taken those 2 L's, what I was trying to do is I was basically trying to make up for those 2 L's. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go high risk on this, or like high TP on this, because I need to make the money back. So I put it here. But if I would have just been in a, let's say no L's, no emotions involved, realistically, this is my safest TP, and this is where I'm gonna take my profits. What does price do? Price grabs liquidity there and just completely flips down, right? So I don't know why I don't know why I get emotional. Because at the end of the day, I'm just playing with, like, this is, okay, I did pay money to get the funded accounts, sure. But every successful trader literally just does the thing and doesn't really think about it. I don't know. It sucks. Today's just sucks. I think breaking even here made sense. Like, looking back on it, it just did. Because especially after this break of the highs, because there's no reason for price to come down and break those lows. So if anything, I shouldn't have break even. I should have probably just taken a bit of profit there. Whereas here, it didn't make sense to break even. This I do agree. Not yet, at least. It didn't make sense. So, like, I got in on this candle, right? So, like, this candle closure, put my stops below these lows. I was like, all right, boom. We see price. This candle had pushed up, like, all the way up to here. My TP was somewhere around these areas. And I see this candle pushed up all the way up to here, right? So, it's like, okay, I shouldn't break even yet, because at any time price could, easily retrace. But once that retracement happens and we break the highs of that retracement, so like if price does this, boom, retracement down. Once the next candle, or I don't know how many candles, yeah, like let's just say the next candle comes up and breaks these highs right here, we can now move our stops below these lows, because there's no reason for price to do this and come down and break these lows. right? If it does that, I don't want to be in the trade. So like here, perfect stops, boom, goes into profit, retraces, reflips, breaks the highs, or literally like reflips, breaks these highs. Once it breaks these highs, then at that point I could easily break even or just put my stops below these lows just to play it safe, right? And then it's like, okay, looking left, you have a couple TPs. You do have this TP which we hit early, but to be fair, it's not ideally what we would want. You also have this TP, and then you also have a gap here in the middle. So it's like, okay, just take your profits here on this gap and call it a day. So yeah, pretty honestly, pretty happy with today. I think like the only like real mistake that I did make was taking this trade up here. I can't remember. Oh my god, my eye. Jesus. I can't remember where I took it. I think it was this. It was this candle here, I think. I took buys off of this. I took buys on this, and then I think I moved my stops down to these areas, down below here. Because as you can see, we broke, like the only thing I didn't like was just like I just got in, like I didn't. I guess there is a bit of a confirmation here because there's a gap here that was built. We touched that gap. Yeah, I guess it kind of did make sense, but like realistically, my whole idea was like to wait for the 5-minute gap to get hit, which was right here, and us taking advantage of that reaction. But yeah, anyways, guys, it's pretty much it. Yeah, nothing too crazy today. Hopefully tomorrow is better, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.